Hi, this is Ihaksi and I'm going to show you an easy way to make really cool organ sounds in Massive. So let's make a new sound here. And the waveforms that we are going to use for these organ sounds are all these flenders. Flender 1, flenders 2 and flenders 3. As you can hear, it's already really organ-like. A really quick way to make a good organ sound, in my opinion, is having a vibrato. And you have the default vibrato over here in Massive. But in this case, we are going to make our own. Let's make the LFO a sine wave, then drag and drop it on the oscillator 1 like this, and then let's turn this up like 0.6. And then on the LFO, let's turn up the rate. Like this, and then let's make it a little bit more interesting. So we are going to use the envelope 1 to make the LFO evolve over time. So let's turn up the attack, turn the rest of the knobs all the way up so it will hold on to that change, and turn on the trigger 0 reset. Let's go back to the LFO and turn down the amplitude and drag and drop the envelope 1 to the amplitude. Turn it up like this, so the LFO will get stronger the longer the note plays. And let's make this a little bit longer so we can hear it better. Let's turn down the attack so you might hear the effect better. And then let's do the same thing to the rate. Changing the rate over time really makes a difference, in my opinion. Really livens up the sound. And then let's work with the volume, which is the 4th envelope by default. Make the attack longer so it won't snap. And let's move these notes a little bit out of sync so it will feel a little bit more natural. Like this, and yeah, that's pretty good. And let's make a short decay for it. So it will snap a little bit when the note hits. And now let's add some structure to the sound. And we are going to use these flenders waveforms also. And let's pick a different one for this. As you can hear, it's a really nice organ-like sound already. Let's make it an octave lower. Turn down the volume. Let's detune it, and that's it. Just adding up some structure to the main oscillator. And let's try the flenders 3 for the third one. As you can hear, it's also really nice organ-like sound. Let's do the same trick. And also turn down the volume. Now let's add the vibrato on these ones too. 0.6 and the third one 0.6. Just detune it on the other direction. And then let's add a small filtering. Basic low pass filter. And the oscillators are already set to go on both filters equally, like 50-50. And we just have to turn up this other filter too. And we'll be able to switch between these filters. So let's have the low pass on filter 1 and nothing on the filter 2. And here's the filter mix. And let's also make the filter mix to develop during the sound. So let's drag and drop the envelope 1 also to the mixer. And let's also add it to the filter 1. So we will cut the high end while the sound goes on. And let's go to my favorite part now. I use this effect for almost all of my sounds that I make in Massive, and it's the Frequency Sifter. And you really need to play around with this one and just tweak the pitch knob until you are satisfied with the sound. You just have to listen, like, when does it sound good? I think that sounds pretty good. So let's turn it down, and we might want to add another one on the insert too. And let's make that one a little bit higher. Again, play around with it. When does it sound good? Yeah. And also turn down the volume on this one. And then let's look at the effects. And chorus is always a good one. You pretty much can't miss with it, you know. Just make it to your liking. And let's turn down the volume. And just have it there to add some structure to the sound. And for the other one, let's have a small reverb. Something like this. Also not too loud. And now you got pretty much a nice organ sound. And then let's make some nice trap melody for this one. Something like this. Small EQ. Cut the useless low end. Let's add some middle range. And we can make like a gating effect, and let's make it manually on the EQ. And we automate this knob here. And let's just draw the volume like this. and we will have a nice gating effect. And let's turn these up a little bit so it won't be that harsh. These notes a little bit too long, let's make them shorter, and maybe some reverb, some like a little bit longer reverb than the one we had. Something like this. Something simple, and maybe a delay. And let's make a high cut on it. Turn down the volume so there will be a short decay, and let's just tweak the volume here. And there you go. Quick and easy way to make a really dope organ sound. Hope you guys liked it, and let me know what you think. Cheers!